From glowing spheres over cities to giant triangles and cubes that do not blink, do not make noise, and move so evenly that it feels like they know exactly where they are flying. Today on TopFacts, a big compilation of the scariest and most unexplainable things that people caught on camera in the sky. I wish you an enjoyable watch. In San Bernardino, California, the sky looked strange. Smoke, light, some kind of tense atmosphere. And then something even more unusual appeared. This is not just a drone and not a reflection of light. This thing seemed to move and change shape while it floated across the sky. From certain angles, it even resembled a giant squid that is drifting in the air. The video quickly went viral and people split. A UFO, an illusion, or something much stranger. This footage from Damascus quickly became one of the most discussed. Filmed in March 2021. In the video, you can see tall, thin shapes that silently glide across the sky. The figures moved one after another, smoothly and evenly, as if following an invisible trajectory. Some tried to explain it as a rare atmospheric phenomenon, and others saw in it something beyond science, like a message from somewhere else, a long time ago. This recording from Nevada stunned everyone. In the dark sky, several glowing objects rushed by at an incredible speed, intertwined, crossed trajectories, as if they were chasing each other. At one point, they moved so fast that it seemed like they collided, and then instantly returned to a perfect formation. The internet exploded with theories. Some talked about advanced aviation, others were sure it was not from Earth. Whatever it was, the way they moved, people could not explain. In May 2024, a girl named Milena Rafacho was filming a fun video with friends in Portugal when something unbelievable happened. They were laughing, chatting, and suddenly the sky flared with a bright blue trail that swept across the horizon. The camera caught the moment perfectly. A fragment of a comet entered the atmosphere and began to break apart, burning up in the air. The clip instantly went viral. Later, the European Space Agency confirmed that it really was a fragment of a comet that entered the atmosphere over Portugal and Spain. An ordinary recording turned into one of the most beautiful sky moments of the year. A dark, mysterious thing was filmed in the sky right over the Mexican border. It looked like several tentacles were sticking out of it. It was flying in one direction, but not the way something ordinary flies. It was moving diagonally, as if it was heading straight toward the ground. At least that is how it seemed, and some even claimed that it was chasing someone or something. But nobody could prove it. People called it a dementor, like a grim reaper. And unfortunately, there is still no explanation. So, the case remains a mystery. Although this video does not show the phenomenon in the sky itself, the person claims that this thing fell from the sky while he was sleeping, so he could not film the fall. The viral clip from Panama both stirred people up and scared them. The man said that he found a meteorite and locked it in a safe. But the strangest part started later. The stone began to change shape, as if pulsing and dark, twisting tentacles began to form out of it. He posted updates, said that he was taking care of it, and then one day he simply released it into the wild. Nobody knows what it really was, but everyone agreed. This definitely does not look like anything earthly. People have seen a lot in the sky, but something like this, rarely. This, and this. More than 10 years ago in Grand Falls, Canada, a local resident noticed that a thundercloud took on a strange shape. A huge human face. Eyes, ears, a nose, and even a mouth were visible in side profile. Here, there are usually two versions, either a glitch in the matrix or just a random set of conditions that came together perfectly. On the 10th of December, 2024, a helicopter pilot flying over Colorado recorded something that did not fit in the mind. Fiery streaks were falling from the sky, but not like meteors. These glowing trails went in perfect formation, evenly, synchronously, as if someone was guiding them. The recording quickly spread across the internet and fueled wild theories. What if it was not a natural phenomenon, but someone's incoming arrival into our atmosphere? Just a few days ago in Mexico late at night, people filmed an event that made their eyes pop out of their heads. High in the sky hung a huge, triangular object. Under it, bright lights flickered in a strange rhythm, as if it was a silent signal. The video spread fast. The image is clear, stable, and too perfect to dismiss easily. Advanced technology, an illusion, or something completely different. This hovering triangle left behind more questions than answers. In this strange clip, filmed at the beginning of this year, on the evening of the 7th of January 2025, residents of Hebei, China, noticed something that calmly glided across the sky. A large glowing sphere drifted over the city silently and evenly. People ran outside, filmed while it passed over them. No blinking lights, no sound. Only this eerie glowing sphere that moved as if it had a goal. And in everyone's head there was one question. What exactly was floating over Hebei that night? Driving at night past the pyramids, a man noticed a glow behind the ancient structures. 4 bright spheres slowly rose upward, perfectly in sync. They hovered in silence, and their light reflected off the stone below. And in one especially creepy moment, the spheres lined up so that they looked like 2 glowing eyes watching from above. The video spread quickly, but people still argue to this day. What were those mysterious lights really? This creepy video shows a perfect ring of fire glowing through the night clouds. It was not lightning, and it did not disappear like a sunset. It simply stayed there, burning in the clouds, and the edges shimmered as if something was trying to break through from the other side. A passenger in a car was filming the darkening sky through the window and was in complete shock when, for seconds, a giant humanoid silhouette appeared and then immediately vanished. The features frighteningly resembled modern images of Jesus, so the author posted the clip online, and the arguments began. Some insisted, "This is definitely Jesus." Others brushed it off. In Indiana, people saw one of the most shocking phenomena that ever got caught on camera. And something like this, it seems, did not happen anywhere else. The sky itself began to blink. Colors switched on and off like a broken screen. For a moment, everything around became quiet. No wind, no sound, only a strange glow overhead. And when the light went away and the darkness returned, that silence became heavy, as if something up there was not right. Driving through Buenos Aires, this couple accidentally filmed something incredible. The girl in the passenger seat was simply recording the view from the window, and suddenly a huge metallic object appeared next to their car. It was not just light and not a reflection. You could see panels, markings, and strange dark adversity on the surface. The craft glided silently, almost matching their speed, as if it was watching them. On the internet, they already call this one of the clearest cases of a UFO sighting. A TikTok user in Chile filmed a glowing ring hanging high in the night sky. And this looks nothing like what people have seen before. The fiery circle simply hung there, glowing in a way no star, no airplane, and no planet glows. The comments flooded with versions. A portal, a rare natural phenomenon, something else. But nobody was able to say for sure what that burning ring in the sky was. In Brazil, A man tried to film lightning and accidentally caught something much stranger. During a powerful flash, the sky lit up, and among the clouds a dark figure appeared. It was not just a shadow. It changed, as if it was alive. The clip gained views, and people split again. Some talked about a play of light. Others were sure that inside the storm, something huge was moving. Passengers on Alaska flight AS-479 saw an unexpected bonus during a flight over Nevada on the 31st of July. Someone on board started filming after noticing a metallic object that was gliding near the clouds at an altitude of about 30,000 feet. The video quickly spread, and now everyone is trying to understand what exactly was flying so close that day. Near the famous statue of Christ in Rio de Janeiro, one night something strange was filmed. A glowing entity seemed to hover nearby, and people immediately started talking about a UFO. But when they realized what kind of place it was, other versions appeared too. That maybe it was not an extraterrestrial guest, but an angel who appeared at the shrine. A case like this makes you ask questions. But one thing is absolutely clear. Ignoring the mystery around such a video is difficult. In the video, you can see a glowing object hanging directly over the ocean. And here is the craziest part. Its reflected light is visible on the water. It moves slowly and evenly, as if scanning the surface below. People online cannot agree. Some think it is fake. Others swear it is real. But the reflection on the water, it is exactly that which makes you doubt less. It is hard to brush it off when the light on the waves moves exactly where the object moves. This happened in southern New Mexico. At dawn, out of nowhere, a bright, fiery trail pierces the sky and goes behind a mountain ridge. For a few seconds, it lights up the horizon, and then a plane appears, almost as if it is chasing that trail. People argue nonstop. Some say, a meteor. Others are sure it is something far more advanced. But when you watch how smoothly and fast it moves, the feeling really is different. During an ordinary flight, a pilot noticed something that does not belong in the sky. A huge cube-shaped object hovered above the clouds. It did not move like a plane or a drone and made no sound. In the video, you can see how this strange cube slowly glides, as if quietly watching everything below. People who watched the recording could not stop discussing it. The cube looks unnatural, but at the same time, as if it is fitted into the picture of the sky. These are the moments after which you understand how little we actually know about what is above us. In January 2025, a man in the USA went out into his yard and saw something that did not fit in his mind. Suddenly, a glowing object shot across the sky at a crazy speed, leaving a light trail behind it, and then disappeared into the clouds. He managed to record the last seconds, and the clip quickly spread. Nobody could understand what it was. Too fast for a plane, too bright for a drone, and it vanished before it could be seen clearly. The internet still argues. But one thing is clear. It was something completely not ordinary. A strange phenomenon appeared over Rybinsk, Russia, on the night of the 6th of January, 2025, on the eve of Orthodox Christmas. The video shows a glowing object in the shape of a cross, hanging in the sky above the Transfiguration Cathedral. And it was not dim and not barely noticeable. The cross glowed very clearly, as if someone special hung it in the sky. People stopped, filmed, and the internet exploded with versions. Some called it a Christmas miracle. Others talked about a natural play of light or an optical illusion because of the atmosphere. But however you explain it, this glowing cross over the city looked too perfect to seem like just a coincidence. And in California, they noticed a strange glowing object above them. A bright point moved across the sky and blinked with shimmering colors, so smoothly that it almost does not look like either a plane or a drone. It was hard to understand the shape, but the lights were distinct: blue, red, and gold. They flowed into one another, but by a pattern. Within minutes, people stopped right on the street, pointed, and filmed. Someone was sure it is a UFO. Others thought of experimental technology, but nobody could say for sure. This is really wild. A group of people off the coast of the Outer Banks in North Carolina saw 14 glowing spheres that were simply hanging over the ocean. In the video, you can hear people panicking because these are not airplanes and not signal lights. They were just hanging completely motionless. And the strangest thing? It went on like that for several minutes, and then the lights began to disappear one by one. In this clip, a UFO flies over people or possibly some military craft, and at the same time it provides a bright green beam straight into the ground. The beam looks incredibly precise, as if it is scanning the surface. People just stand and watch, trying to understand what is even happening. The object continues to move evenly, and that makes everything look even stranger. The video quickly spread online. Everyone argues whether it is a secret experiment or a technology that accidentally floated into public view. This impressive clip shows a thunderstorm. The dark sky explodes with a huge flash, and for a moment, an unusual pattern appears. People noticed that it looks strikingly like the Hindu deity Shiva. In the flash, you can see the silhouette of a person in a seated pose. Believers were sure it was a real Yevlenia, and skeptics wrote it off as a sluchina shape of light and clouds. Maybe they were too perfect. People were surprised when they noticed huge, perfectly round holes in the clouds. These Ravni circles looked unreal, as if someone punched clean holes pram in the sky. Videos began to appear massively on the internet, and theories poured in one after another. A weather experiment, something strange, cannot be explained. Later, meteorologists explained that it could be a natural phenomenon, a fall streak hole, when an airplane disrupts a layer of supercooled water droplets, and they suddenly freeze or evaporate. People all over the city could not believe their eyes. A bright blue beam seemed to cut the sky out of nowhere. It was frighteningly motionless, Ravni, and shone so strongly that it lit up everything beneath it. There was no thunder, nothing that could cause this beam to appear. Just a huge, unexplained strip hanging above us. And since nothing was happening nearby, and there was no military base nearby either, the video instantly spread across the internet. Everyone asked the same question: what exactly created this glowing beam in the sky? Honestly, I do not even know how to describe what is visible here. The residents of the Yanggu region in China did not know either. It looks like black fog, but at the same time you could see birds flying around it and even through it. And what is even stranger, it stayed in one place for quite a long time, and then just as mysteriously disappeared. To this day, nobody knows what it was and whether it was real at all. In Korea, this case looked even more alarming because everything happened in daylight. Near the clouds, a dark figure appeared. Against the bright sky, it was clearly visible. It did not move like a plane or a balloon. It drifted strangely, as if simply watching from above. What do you think about this? Write in the comments. In North Carolina, witnesses filmed 2 glowing spheres that silently glided across the night sky. One was blue, the other was red. At first, they thought it was ordinary airplane lights. But then the spheres began to move closer until, in one blinding moment, they merged into one and completely disappeared. And the silence that came after that only strengthened the feeling of unreality. This Trevozhne video begins with one green light that calmly hangs in the night sky. It does not blink and does not go out. It just glows. And then, from the first light, a second one slowly appears and begins to move away, as if it has its own will. You can hear people gasp, trying to keep both lights in the frame. For several minutes, they hang there without sound, and then completely disappear, leaving everyone without words. In another stunning clip from India, believers insist that they saw in the clouds the image of Lord Krishna. The outline, the pose, even faint details. Everything was there, but only for a few seconds, and then it dissolved. On the 22nd of August, 2025, in the clouds over a small town near the mountains in the Bishop area of California, not far from the Sierra Nevada range, something strange appeared. A local resident podniled the camera and filmed a shape that made people's jaws drop. In the clouds, you could make out a silhouette that looked very much like Jesus Christ. The silhouette was so clear, the pose, just like in the picture. And most of all, people were struck by something else. Above the head, it was as if a soft halo was glowing, like a nimbus. The clouds seemed to mold themselves into this holy image, as if someone drew it pramo in the sky. Those who saw the video immediately asked, "Is it just a strange coincidence of air, light, and wind, or something beyond explanations?" Either way, that day for many definitely stopped being ordinary. In 2018, residents of Amman, Jordan, saw an unusual entity high in the sky. At first it looked a bit fake, but when the person zoomed in, the object became more noticeable. The shape is round, and from below it is as if tentacles are hanging. Either it is an alien craft or some extraterrestrial entity that came to watch us, well, or the work of artificial intelligence. The clip begins as if the person is just filming the sky, but what appears in the clouds deprives everyone of speech. You can see an outline terrifyingly similar to a human figure, as if someone is standing among the clouds. The internet exploded. Some argued that it is a play of light. Others were sure that it really is something mysterious that is watching from above. Near a busy cafe, people suddenly noticed something strange hanging in the air. It did not move like a plane and did not hover like an ordinary drone. It just was there, motionless and silent. And beneath it, small lights shimmered, barely glowing against the evening sky. Within seconds, everyone was filming this slowly moving, mysterious object that looked too unreal. A pilot in Colombia filmed one of the clearest cases of an unidentified object in recent times. Flying above the clouds, he noticed something that was gliding in the sky. It did not jerk and did not blink chaotically. It moved smoothly, almost calmly, but the shape was not like an ordinary aircraft at all. The pilot filmed the video, and the object is clearly visible against the blue sky. When the recording spread, people replayed it frame by frame, and each time, it only became harder to understand what it actually was. A passenger on an airplane was filming through the window and accidentally caught something incredible. Right next to the plane, partially hidden in the clouds, a shiny metallic saucer was flying, moving as if by itself. This does not look like any known craft, more like something not from here. It stayed nearby for a moment and then drifted away, leaving everyone shocked and with questions. The next video was filmed like an ordinary cute family clip, but the parents caught something completely unexpected. The sky suddenly flared with a bright blue light, flooding everything around with radiance. Over Turkey, a meteorite streaked past. The flash was so strong that it looked almost unreal. What began as an ordinary moment turned into a recording of one of the most impressive natural spectacles. Write in the comments which strange video you remembered the most. Subscribe to the TopFacts channel, and right now watch our previous incredible episodes. Thank you for watching.